Testing, testing.
I don't like voter intimidation.
All right, looks like we're back. Hey everybody, how you doing? Now to make sure we're back on Facebook. Give it up for that. I tell you. Drama, people, drama. Thank you guys for hanging around. All right. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. All right, as you see, we had some system problems, right? So I had to reboot and reset some stuff and do a bunch of crap. It just died. So now I'm going to go to Facebook and make sure we're running on Facebook. If not, I'll never hear the end of it. People get pissed off, man. Got system problems. Hey, Tim Black. Hey, Bibby Bowman in the house. All right, Bibby got a Wolfpack shirt on, man. All right, so let me go here, guys. Hope that it's showing. Come on, man. Heck on it. Hard to tell, guys. Hard to tell. Oh, it doesn't say live. So maybe it's not going to work unless let's do this. 1 second, guys. I got to get Facebook up. I just want to go to Facebook. All right, Facebook. Leave me alone there. Facebook. Try to get this going. So we got Tulsi Gabbard running. It sounds like Kasich is trying to run too, doesn't it? That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like he's talking about running. Did it publish? You know? That's what it looks like to me. Okay. I don't think it's anything live on Facebook right now, so let's see what we can do. Go live. Let's go, 319. There we go. There we go. There we go. Give it up for Facebook. All right, guys, we're back up. Phone number is 319-527-6212, people. I apologize. It just died on me. The application wouldn't work at all. I had to reboot. I had to unload. I had to reload. A bunch of stuff just to say, I'm glad we have a show tonight. I got better at this problem when we had these types of problems. Because there'd be times we're doing a show and things just died while we're doing the show, and I'd be like, okay, I guess I'd be over here sweating. How many people used to watch the show and we used to have these problems and our brother be trying to figure them out? I remember my man, a long-time friend of the show, Iron Man Oz, he'd be like, Tim, man, I live in West Virginia, man. I wish I lived closer because I'd stop by and help you fix this problem, man. Sorry you're going through that, bruh. Be like, yeah, I'm sorry I'm going through it too, Rob, you know? I tell you, man. I tell you. So, we're back at it. I'm not going to show any more clips tonight. Maybe it was the clips that killed it. I don't know. We showed a John Kasich clip where he was walking in the middle of the road like this. He's like this. Let me take a hit at Trump and then a hit at the Democrats and sit in the middle. Yeah. He's he's like straddling the fence. Whoa, whoa. Don't want to commit to anything. And you know, when I was young to politics, you know, when I was new to politics, I used to be impressed when there would be a politician and they'd say something like, all right, everybody. All right, cut the crap. Cut the crap. We're here for the American people. American people doesn't want us fighting like this. They want us to come here and do what we're supposed to do the job they sent us to do. Not sit here and bicker over these problems. And I'd be sitting there like, yeah, man, that guy understands me. That's right. You understand me. She gets it. She totally gets it. She's the only one who gets it. And while I'm thinking that, they're thinking, these idiots think, these idiots don't understand the game. I'm saying what you want me to say. So, you know, after the debate's over, the one who was grandstanding with the people sent you to Washington to do line, you know, they're sitting back like, man, yeah, you got us with that shit. You got us with that one. You got us. Like, yeah, you know, I had to use it. Someone uses it every debate. Like I said, I used to be impressed with it until I realized that that's an easy go-to. I saw John Edwards use it against Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and Joe Biden back in 2008. Works really well. John Edwards is sitting up there, oh, you guys are arguing over nothing. American people is what matters. You know? And I'm going to go ahead and sleep with my mistress who's working for me on the plane while my wife dies of cancer. Be right back. That was horrible, right? Yeah, it's what he did. It's what he did. And then he was out of there. Like, that news broke that he was cheating on his dying wife, and that was it. John Edwards still, I bet he can't even get a cup of coffee from Starbucks without catching it. You know? So anyway, guys, 319-527-6212 is the phone number. Yeah. Gosh, things look dark in here. I don't know what's going on. Light myself up a little bit here. Just a little bit. Got the dark hat on, too. Yeah. Got the dark hat on. RacistPeopleSuck.com, guys. Let me check my chat room. I got a chat room. Let me use my chat room. Yeah. These people got stuff to say. Let the people talk, Tim Black. Hear what the people have to say. Monopolizing the conversation. Damn you, Tim Black. All right. There you go. A little bit better. A little bit. There you go. You'll never find. So here we go. Oh, my people on Facebook are in the house. Yeah, we're back, Mark. Hey, thank you for hanging in there, Mark. Uli's in the house. Karen's in the house. George is in the house. Jen is in the house. Yeah, Marie. That's right. Hey, Helen Ford's in the house. David's in the house. Ginger's in the house. We got a lot of people in the house. We got a lot of people in the house. We just took over the house. We got a full house. So thank you, people, for tuning into the show. My people on YouTube, I ain't forget about you guys. I want to thank you as well. YouTube peeps. YouTube peeps for hanging in there with me. You know, we go through stuff sometimes. It's not because we want to. Sometimes it's just the way it is, you know? So let me jump over. Let me go. Let me get some shout-outs to my YouTube people, man. Oh, man, this thing. So when you reboot, a lot has to happen to your system. You got to do all this crap over again. So let me do that. There we go. We're coming back. Coming back. There we are. We're in now. I want to hear what people have to say about Tulsi Gabbard running for president. That's what I got to say. I want to hear what you have to say about that. Live stream, here we go. We are up and running on YouTube, right? Hey, we got people on YouTube. There we go. We got Lee Cox is in the house. Star Trekkins in the house. Schultz in the house. Uli's in this house too. Hey, go ahead, Uli. Push pause. There you go. What's up, Big Surreal? DKZ Acronym says, you use Linux, you ain't got to reboot, sir. I hear you, man. I hear you. Frederick Murphy. There we go, man. That's what I'm talking about. Bam. You know? Thank you, guys, man. I want to know. Look, I'm gonna read comments too, guys. I'm gonna read comments. All right, I want to know what people think about Tulsi running. I want to know what you think about this shutdown. Inquiring minds want to know. Martha says she's very excited about Tulsi. Kathy says, me. George says he's back from Facebook. Yeah, Raul McLaren, we're back. You're back. We're back. You're back up in here. You're back up in here. Okay, I'm going to jump the phone lines, guys. I got a couple of callers in queue. I got a 770 number that's been hanging out for a while. Let's go find out what's up with 770. 770, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? And you're gone. 425, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Hello. Oh, man. 425, can you hear me? All right, guys. So, you know what I'm thinking, guys? Since I had to reboot everything else, I probably got to reboot this, too. That makes sense. It's not. This time I can't blame Blog Talk Radio. This was another problem with another PC, so we're not going to give them the business. But while that's rebooting, because that makes sense. I rebooted two PCs. It requires two PCs to run the show. Okay? So that's just for anybody who wants to do their own show. We need two PCs, okay? All right, so the government shutdown, like I know Trump was talking about a national emergency. And this is the part that's the part that really pisses me off. See, I understand that they're playing politics. Trump's playing politics. The Democrats are playing politics. That's what's going on. In fact, guys, I keep telling you, 95% of what you see in politics is politicians playing politics. We just got to accept that, right? If you were a business person and, you know, I recently had to get some stuff fixed to be able to do these shows, man. Right? I had to get something fixed in my home, right? I had to. I had no choice. And the people that helped me fix it were doing business. They were doing business. And at no point in time did the people that fixed this thing in my house say, hey, Tim Black, I really like you, Tim Black. We're going to hook you up, Tim Black. We know you don't have a lot of money, Tim Black. We know you're barely making it, Tim Black. We know you're part of the 99% Tim Black. And we are going to just do this for you because you are important to us, Tim Black, and we want to help you. Nope. Never happened. It was business. And you know what? That's how it is. It's business, right? You got the money, you can get it. It's a business transaction. Well, politics the same way, all right? Most of the time, 95 to 99% of the time, politicians are playing politics. We need to accept that that's the way it is, guys. When you find a politician that's not playing politics, a politician that's real, one thing's going to happen to them. They easily are going to get knocked out because somebody's going to come for them. What's up? Continue.
Start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2. To speak to customer service, press 3.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
808, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what is your comment? 808. 808. 808. Doesn't look good, guys. That doesn't seem good. It's not working. It's not good. I cannot hear 808. I can't hear my phone call. I can't hear a phone call.
Okay, here I am.
Hold on, hello?
It's great that Tulsi Gabbard's running. Yeah, I'm here. Are you there?
I hear you now. Yeah, I hear you. It's really kind of low, though, brother.
Okay. Here we go.
There we go.
So I'm really stoked. I'm really stoked that Tulsi Gabbard's running. She's going to really bring attention to a lot of the foreign policy issues that we've been dealing with, endless wars and all that kind of stuff. And environment. She went to Standing Rock, and it's just really stoked that she's running. And that's it.
Who is this? Pat? Is this Pat?
This is Scott.
Scott, hey Scott.
Scott
Well, thank you, Scott. Man, you know what? Thank you for reminding me about Standing Rock, brother. Because Scott, I had forgot that she did that. Isn't that something?
Yeah. She went out there with the veterans and drew attention to Standing Rock, and stood strong with the water protectors. Even introduced a bill to save the water all across the country.
My brother Scott, thank you so much, man. Happy New Year to Scott. Give it up for Scott, guys. I'm telling you, man, you know, it seems like a long time ago, but it wasn't. It was not a long time ago. There's a lot that happened in Standing Rock. A lot that happened in Standing Rock. And look, this is what I love about this situation. Because we already know Elizabeth Warren is running, Scott, right? So we know Elizabeth Warren is running. Now we know that Tulsi Gabbard is running. I would like to know what progressive is going to vote for Elizabeth Warren over Tulsi Gabbard when Elizabeth Warren would not even mention Standing Rock. And she is the one getting DNA tests and all this other stuff. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason why she should support Standing Rock. But if you're going to claim, hey, I'm of Native ancestry, if you're going to get into a very public spat with the president about your Native blood, but when those people are being marginalized, in fact, guys, I want this to be known to anybody who doesn't know, because I've mentioned this several times. Native Americans are the most discriminated group in the United States. Native Americans are the most brutalized by police and the most heavily incarcerated people in the United States. Their numbers surpass African Americans, black folks, descendants of slaves. So I just want people to know I'm aware of this. I supported Standing Rock. I did multiple live streams on the issue. And I would like, this is going to be great. Like, this is what we get up for, guys. To have someone like Tulsi Gabbard challenge Elizabeth Warren, call out on their bullshit. They don't, let me tell you, the establishment does not like, and look, and Elizabeth Warren is not the worst Democrat running. She will be far from the worst. I'm not saying that Elizabeth Warren is the worst. But see what happens when you put someone who failed, historically failed, on an issue that matters to so many people. When you put that person on the stage as somebody who came through. Somebody gonna shine and somebody is not gonna shine. We're gonna have one person Tulsi gonna be like this. And Elizabeth Warren gonna be like this. Right? All right, I'm gonna go to the next call, man. Thank you, Scott. I'm just telling you, man. I'm excited now for 2020. 740. Hold on. Here we go. 770. I'm sorry. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Look, guys, I got a lot of callers in the queue. Give it up for all my callers in the queue. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to go to my callers and make sure I get you all in. 740 is next in queue, and then it's I'm sorry, 770, then 740. 770, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Tim Black, how you doing? This is Dave from Stone Mountain.
Dave, man, how you feeling, brother? What is on your mind?
You know, Tulsi Gabbard just dropped a bomb on the internet. You know, I'm not as popular as you, man, but I've got about 2,000 friends spread between Twitter and Facebook, and I'm telling you, Tulsi's news spread like wildfire, and people were going nuts, man. So I think it's safe to say everybody's pretty excited. Now, whether Bernie's going to run and how that's going to work out with the two of them running, I will say this: if Bernie does decide to put his hat in the ring, you'll then have two progressives on the stage, and they're going to have a really hard time drowning out two intelligent people like that. It's not going to be the same as just Bernie standing up there by himself. You're going to have two voices like that, and so I really can't. I mean, my head's exploded. I still have not unpacked all that, man. So let's put off the rest of that conversation. That's a conversation for another day, maybe. I actually called about the shutdown and some of the things they're talking about, the Mexicans coming across the border and taking our jobs. And I heard a lot of people talking about this, and of course Republicans use this all the time, and you hear a lot of people saying, well, I don't want these people taking our jobs. And of course, you know, a lot of employers do hire those people who are desperate, who are willing to work for less, and they do end up taking a few jobs from us probably, but that's not those people's fault. You don't want to demonize the people that are coming here just trying to make a little money. I mean, they're not evil for that or wrong, because that's exactly what I would do if I was them. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stay in a poor country and die. I'm going to seek a better life. But I really want to put the focus of that problem, and this kind of spreads into the whole problem, but this one focus really, I think, puts it in the right light. It's not, even though the employers are hiring these people and they are at fault, that's not the real problem. The problem is not the people coming here seeking a better life. The problem is the government allowing this to go on. Because let's face it, the only reason employers are giving these desperate people who are willing to work for nothing this job, making $8, $10 an hour, is because they can use them. I mean, they're using these people because they're allowed to use them. There are no regulations in place to stop them that actually work. And I think one of the things that would actually work is a raise in the minimum wage. I mean, if you're faced off with an American who can speak clear English, who can work with customers well, I think what you're going to find is that employers are going to pick the people who are here rather than hiring a foreign person. And I think the minimum wage has a lot to do with that. I mean, I worked with my hands my whole life. I worked outside. I worked with Latinos, not just Mexicans, but all Latinos. And they're great people, and they work their ass off. And if anybody deserves jobs, it's they do. Most of them travel across a whole continent to get here. And in my mind, I mean, if you go through that much just to be a part of America, you've pretty much earned your citizenship already. But that's the reason I called. I think that is whose fault here, is the minimum wage. I mean, and I, like I just said, if you're faced with a choice between someone like me or you, Tim, we speak English, we work with customers, I mean, that's who you really, I mean, if you're a customer and you go to a company for a service, you're going to enjoy talking to someone who can talk back to you, who can relate, you know what I'm saying? I mean, nothing against them, but you're going to feel better as a customer. And I think when the employers are faced with that decision to pay me $15 an hour or paying, a Mexican $15 an hour, I think they're going to choose me. Because if they're going to pay that much money, they're going to get the better employee, possibly. And so that's just how I feel about it. And I wanted to call, and I hope that, I hope people take that in consideration. I don't think it's the Latinos' problem coming here. And even though the employers are the ones hiring these people, I think it's the minimum wage that allows these employers to pay these people so much under what the job is worth. I think that's the problem.
Interesting points there. God, Dave, I think that I think you're right. I think people are, blaming the immigrants for problems that I think exist with or without immigrants. You get what I'm saying? Like these problems that we have with how employers would rather, buy back their stock options, for instance, instead of investing that money in their employees. Those tax breaks, a lot of those corporations, instead of, giving people raises, Dave, what they did was go out and buy their own stock, which enriches the CEOs and the corporations, but not the employees. So I think people are just looking for a boogeyman, Dave, and for some reason, brother, it's so easy just to blame immigrants, right? And I also agree that what kind of skilled positions, if you're coming from Guatemala, and I don't know what kind of schooling they have in Guatemala, but if you're coming from some place where you're fleeing because you need asylum, you're seeking asylum in the U.S., and for some reason I don't think that they're coming here for skilled labor type positions, jobs which may require a certain type of a certain amount of education or a certain amount of skilled ability, right, that you would learn over time in an apprenticeship or years on the job. I don't think that's what they're coming here for. So if we took the time to train Americans, so that's one of the reasons why I'm fighting for the free community college, free local college tuition, because you would be, we need our workers to be trained. We need Americans to be trained to do these jobs, to handle these positions. There's so many jobs that go unfilled. There's a lack of bodies for the jobs that are currently available that are skilled position jobs. But people can't get those jobs because they don't have the training, whether they be immigrants or whether they be citizens, right? Natural citizens or naturalized. So I think all these things matter, Dave. I think it's really easy just to say, hey, these people make your life harder. But I got a problem with people looking at it that way because I don't think it's that simple. I think that's just like shorthand for we need to just blame these people. We don't want to take time to look through the actual information. And particularly in the African American community, black folks, there are certain black folks who say that the immigration really hurts black folks, and I think there's some data out there that would say that. I'm not so certain that those jobs. If you got a bigot, they'll hire anybody over you. I mean, if you're the person that's considered, if black people are considered unfavorable to these employers because they use discrimination in their hiring, does that mean necessarily they're going to hire black folks? If they're not going to hire, if they don't want to hire black folks, a Mexican not being an option doesn't going to change anything, because isn't there going to be someone else that they can hire, like someone from Nigeria? Because there's a difference between Nigeria and black. I think we all know that. I think we all admit to that. So there's been a lot of conversation. I don't want to monopolize this. All I'm saying is it's a deep conversation. A lot of people are having it, right? I get it. I just don't. Just show me the data, and also prove to me. You got to prove it. Not just how you feel. Prove to me that these positions will go to these people, and these people will take these positions, and it's all these people's fault. See, I think there are jobs that black folks in this country need to be trained for, need to have the access to education. That's what needs to happen. That's the solution. And that should happen. We should be fighting for not only that for black folks, for all folks in this country. And if we don't have that, then we're going to always have these problems. Because people aren't going to be able to earn enough, right? And they're going to be susceptible for anybody new coming into the country who's willing to work at a lower wage. So we got to fight for policies that actually change our lives. In the 40s and in the 30s, there were policies that changed the lives of Americans. I don't understand why these conservatives don't get it. That's why I support the Green New Deal. And I don't just support it because Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is talking about it. I supported the Green New Deal when it was Jill Stein and Ajamu Baraka talking about it, because I had them on my channel talking about it 3 and 4 times. Because I was at rallies supporting it. Okay? So I'm not late to the party. I'm not fooled by the BS. I get it. And Ajamu's correct. When they were talking Green New Deal, people told them that they were crazy. Democrats called them crazy. All the loony Green Party wants a Green New Deal. Now that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez supports it, and now that a few other Democrats like Ro Khanna, I think Bernie Sanders agrees with it, now people are waking up to it. But that's not a new concept. It's a concept we were trying to get the word out about. So anyway, I'm passionate about this. I don't think the solution is, let's just keep these people out. We're going to win if we do that. I think we need to get those policies in place to help us win regardless to who else comes in the country. And the Green New Deal is part of that process of the policies, getting those policies in place that matter. All right? So anyway, going on to the next call. All right. Did I just hit Dave up? 740, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Hello.
My name's Sharon.
Hey, Sharon, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. What's on your mind tonight?
Tulsi Gabbard. I'm just over the moon, excited that she announced and she's going to run for president. I love it.
Talk to me.
My vote.
Yeah. Why does she have your vote? What is it about Tulsi Gabbard that has you excited?
Well, she's independent. She calls it like she sees it. She speaks truth to power. It doesn't matter if it's going to come back and bite her or not. Just like when she stepped down from the DNC, you know. And I think she's got a lot of integrity. And I like her policies on especially the environment and stopping the regime change wars. I've just been following her ever since she spoke at the 2012 convention. And I think that once everyone gives her a chance, listens to her, watches her, gets to know her, they're gonna like her too.
Absolutely.
She's very progressive, but she makes common sense decisions. I heard her say one time that one of the ways she decides things is she says, is this bill, is it good for the people or is it bad for the people? And, you know, that should be what it's all about, not Democrat, Republican, how's this going to make me look, you know. So I really believe she's for the people, and she really cares, and that's what I like about her.
Well, you know what? I agree with you so much. I think that you're right on the money about that, and that's what's enduring about Tulsi Gabbard, what gives her our support, what makes us trust her and feel that she will be a good president, an exceptional leader is what it is. Those qualities, integrity, ethics.
Right. I agree. Yeah.
Well,
so
look, yeah.
Everybody needs to check her out. She's great.
That's it. Hey, look, thank you so much. What state you calling from?
Ohio.
Ohio in the house. All right. I love Ohio. I went to Ohio to I performed comedy in Ohio, man. I had a great time, and I hope to come back. I was in Columbus, Ohio, and met some really cool people out in Ohio, man. What's going on, Ohio? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Memories, guys. 425. Thank you, caller, for your help. 425, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your phone? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim, it's Bree. I'm calling from Oregon.
Hey, Bree, what's up, sis?
Not much. How are you doing?
Good.
So I might take up like my full time on this one because I have a couple comments. I want to respond to Tulsi Gabbard first. I'm glad she's running for multiple reasons, but the most important reason for her, for me to be excited about her running, is her foreign policy bona fides. She is critical of the military-industrial complex, and she served in the military herself, which makes her like a political unicorn of sorts. And not only a political unicorn, but something we haven't seen, certainly in my lifetime. And the debates, when they come around, by having Tulsi be on the stage, we're going to actually get foreign policy debated and brought into the limelight, you know. And for anybody who's anti-war, there's nothing but good can come from that. So, also, it's not just about her foreign policy, but it's about like how she arrived at her positions. Underneath how she got there is her belief in diplomacy, peace, and using tax dollars to better the human condition rather than to take life. And those are core tenets and moral positions that I can get on board with, and I think will filter out to the other parts of her policies. If that's, you know, what's really driving her foreign policy, it's going to affect her decisions on domestic policy as well. My one comment that's a little bit iffy on it is that I wonder if Bernie Sanders will even run now, because he said last time and multiple times that he doesn't really want to run. He's only doing it because nobody else would step forward and challenge the status quo candidates. So I wonder if he'll pull back and just do a support where maybe it can be Tulsi's president and he's vice president. So that's my only caveat on that. And then my second comment is about immigration. It's really kind of funny that you brought up the statistics on Native Americans, and I want to thank you for that, by the way, because I'm Lakota and white, and it's so rare for people to take the time to even mention indigenous people and their issues, even when we're talking about like oppression and the other peoples who are experiencing systemic racism. It always feels like indigenous people just get left out of the conversation. So I appreciate that. But those stats that you cited are directly related, even birthed from the illegal immigration of colonial white people to this land. So I think if we use this opportunity where immigration is a hot topic, that we could change the conversation completely by starting with the true history of the immigration which created America. And not only will we address the historical root of people's fear of land loss, which I think is really what's going on. They don't want to lose the land that they stole, whether they consciously realize that or not. It's like a historical root. But we would also address the systemic roots of foundational racism, because that all goes back to that same illegal immigration that began with colonial white people. And then finally, my last comment is about the government shutdown. I recently wrote an article for Jan Journal that discussed the topic, and I just want to read a really short little excerpt from it, just because once you've written it, it's kind of hard to talk about it on the fly because you think about the article you wrote. So it goes like this. Regular people are being sacrificed to facilitate power grabs among the rich and their political puppets yet again. The powerful battle among themselves, but we are the ones that bleed for their cause. And I am so damn sick of it. This governing apparatus is perverted, and their theater is a brutal reality for the most vulnerable among us. A civil authority which creates such unnecessary suffering is immoral, and it should be torn asunder. As the political class attempts to use us as pawns in their power games again, I want us, the people, to go off script. Let us collectively carve out the space to leverage our own power. Their governance is dependent upon our consent, so we must remind them that we can withdraw that consent at any time. If these politicians want to play government shutdown, well, then maybe it's time for every government worker in this country to show them what a motherfucking shutdown really looks like. If no one shows up to work at any government job, then the entire hulking machine will come to a screeching halt. No more of everything that we the people do every single day that makes these bastards power gains and political theater possible. Maybe it's time for the American people to remember how to say no. Our unity is a source of more untapped power in this political dynamic than the elite class could ever muster. We need only see past our petty differences and recognize our common humanity in order to seize it. If we have the courage, we can seize this opportunity and use it to remind out-of-touch, squabbling politicians and their oligarch owners that they are not the only players on the field. And then I want to end with this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Be not the slave of your own past. Plunge into the sublime seas, dive deep, and swim far. So you shall come back with new self-respect, with new power, and with an advanced experience that shall explain and overlook the old. And that's it. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Bree. Give it up for Bree, y'all. I tell you, you know, Bree's right now. If the people decided, Bree, that they wanted to take back their government, if they decided they wanted to show them what a real shutdown is, and we reverse it and we flip it, and we shut it down on them, we decide, oh, we're not going to come to work, that would wake them up. They would have to wake up. That the only thing that power, I think the only way that you check power is you have to use your own power. Like, power only respects power, right? Only problem with it, and this is something that I looked up yesterday because, what's her name? Her name just left my brain. Candace Owens, she put out a tweet that went kind of viral. And boy, man, don't those conservatives get a lot of support? Oh, man, they get so much support. I look and she'll get 5,000 retweets. I'm like, wow, man, she get 5,000 retweets. She was a Democrat 6 months ago. Now she's a Republican and a conservative. That's not a long time to build a base. It happened like that, man. Well, okay, not 6 months, maybe 9 months ago, she was a Democrat, right? But anyway, in her tweet was this vacuous, false claim where she said, America is the greatest country on earth by any metric. That's what she said. And I'm like, I looked at that tweet and I was like, there's so many things that we're not number one in. What do you mean by great? And I, like, the immediate thing in your head is great would mean we're kicking it. We're killing it. We're exceeding expectations. We're amazing. We're doing amazing. And I looked at all these areas. I listed 10 areas where we weren't doing so great. You know, like education, infant mortality, life expectancy, obesity, pollution, gun deaths. There's like 10. Those first 5, that's off the top of my head. There are at least 5 others. And many more. Actually, many more than that. Some of you are probably thinking the ones that I missed. But while I was looking this up, there was one that didn't jump out to me, but now it does. And it's in line with what Bree just said, Bree. Debt to income ratio. See, the reason why we can't have a real revolution, I'll tell you the real reason. It's not that we don't have the fortitude. It's not that we don't have the guts. It's that we don't have the money. We don't have the money. We are also living beyond our means by so much. And our income has not kept the pace with inflation. They keep putting these shiny objects in front of us, and we keep falling for it. We're buying new phones and new cars. We're going deeper and deeper in debt. And our incomes are not keeping pace. Like, we haven't. The average American is making what they used to make 10 years ago because we haven't kept pace with inflation. We've been more productive and more efficient, us, the workers, but we're not being compensated for that efficiency. So the corporations are doing amazingly well. We're not. So the point is, look it up, guys. The debt to income ratio. We have the worst ranking. Worse than China, Japan, Switzerland, Australia, you know, every other country. We are the worst. So anyway, So that's why we can't have a revolution, because we're all too strapped. And they want it that way. That's the way it's designed. That's how they control us. They control us because they keep us tied to the system in some way, shape, or form. Either you stay on the mousetrap, the circle, just keep running on that mousetrap, right, on the wheel, or you cannot afford to have a revolution because you'd be on the street, because you wouldn't be able to eat. They know it. I'm telling you, the powers that be know this stuff. If a jack off comedian knows it, you know that the think tanks of the Neurotanins, what's Neurotanins organization? Like these think tanks here in DC, you know they know it. Come on, guys. All right, 240. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hey, Mr. Black, how you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, this is Ahmed. I'm calling from Kansas City, Missouri, man. I've called in a couple of times, probably been a few months. Hey, I'm a Bernie bro. And for me to hear Tulsi Gabbard is running, it is a beautiful night. I haven't heard good news for a while. Besides, my Patriots are going to win tomorrow. But Tulsi Gabbard running, and let me get to a very crucial point in history. When Obama was president, towards the end, I don't know if you remember, the National Guard was called in. I think it was North Dakota, and they were just terrorizing the Native Americans up there because they wanted to put the pipelines down. Remember that?
Yes.
Tulsi Gabbard was one of the few that went out there to protest with Jill Stein. They didn't go together, but they ended up going there in solidarity with the misrepresented Native Americans in our country, the amount of atrocities they had to deal with, and then to have the National Guard go out there in the midst of freezing weather. And you got to remember, it was not Donald Trump who was president. People forget things. What pisses me off is all this small talk, how Trump is so evil and Trump is so bad. The National Guard was shooting down, and I think there was a girl or someone, they lost their arm because they got hit with a tear gas. Yeah. Obama was the president. Obama was the president when Flint, Michigan went down. It wasn't Trump. We have to remember these things. And I'll get back to Tulsi Gabbard. She was, not only did she speak out against it, she went out there. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful night, man. I'm a progressive. There's a little concern here now if Bernie Sanders run. I mean, I live in Missouri, and Bernie Sanders lost Missouri by only 1,400 votes. So think about that. That's not even 0.5%. Now, you throw a progressive that I am dying to vote for Tulsi Gabbard, but I'm also dying to vote for Bernie Sanders. And then you're going to have these, I call these the Obama, the Hillary, the Joe Biden wing. These are the corporate fascist neoliberals. These are just as evil as the neoconservative. And I'm going to be very honest here. I'm being blunt, and I'm not going to hold off the phone here for other callers. But I can, if you want me to debate, I debate. But my concern is if a Joe Biden runs, what happens in states like Missouri if I decide to vote for Tulsi over Bernie? You know, there's going to be a lot of folks like me. Do I vote for Bernie over Tulsi? But what happens if Biden starts to take these states down? And we're in trouble. If Biden wins, we're in trouble because I will not vote for Joe Biden. There's going to be, and I hope there's a Democrat puppet that listens to these shows. There's going to be hundreds and thousands of voters just like me, and once again, we will vote third party. And they need to hear this. They need to hear we will not jump the wagon because we're pissed off at Donald Trump. I'm going to go vote for Joe Biden. It's not going to happen. I will be voting Green Party again if a progressive candidate gets rigged one more time. And this is up to the talk shows like you guys, Secular Talk, David Pakman Show, to reunite here into a strategy of how we're going to win as progressives and how we're going to come out victorious, because it's going to be tough. And one more thing, and I'll hang up the phone, and I hate to discuss this topic because it gets very sensitive, and it's race. They're going to play the African-American card, and Obama's going to make sure that the African-American voters in a lot of crucial states are going to back these corporatist Democrats, and they're going to sugar-talk these African-American caucus to stand behind Joe Biden, and it's going to hurt. And I'll end it. Tim Black, I love your show, man. Keep up the good work.
My brother, thank you so much for the phone call. And don't worry about offending people. That's cool. If they get offended by real talk, right, and they need to get over it, because these conversations need to be had, my brother. I'm glad you brought it up. God, you're absolutely right about them using African Americans. My problem with it, mostly, are the African American celebrities who refuse to become educated. And what really bothers me, I got a feeling that they are educated, so they know what they're doing. They're fully aware of it. You know, the ones who tout, you know, they see, the strategy is to get everybody so hateful and detest Trump so badly so that they can run a Hillary and win without a problem. See, that's the goal. All of this is to make Trump so distasteful, to have you so repulsed by Donald Trump, so that when 2020 comes around, they can just push a Kamala Harris right on through. Get it? That's what this is all about. That's why they keep running the negative stuff about Trump every day. They could care less about the negativity, the division that they keep talking about. There's never been so divided. They don't really care about that. If they did, they would tell CNN. Come on, guys, CNN and MSNBC, they work for the Democratic Party. Corporatists, not the left, corporatists. So that's the reason why they demonize Donald Trump to the extent that he does. There are black folks in black communities who work and don't have time to be involved in politics. And I'm sure there's a lot of white folks the same way, okay? But we're talking about the most loyal voting bloc. See, white folks, even if you work all the time, you're working class people, and you're making ends meet, you don't got time to tune into politics, some of you will still vote Republican. Make no mistake about it. Like, you can be working class, you're gonna still vote, you're gonna make a choice. It may not be based on anything that helps you, but you're gonna make a choice. Black folks almost automatically just vote Democrat. And right now, they don't even know, they're not even aware, like some of them don't even know that Obama deported millions and millions of Native American, Mexicans or Latino folks or, people from Latin America. He deported millions of people. He was the deporter in chief. These people think that Trump invented deportations. They think that Trump invented family separations. No, he didn't. That would be Bill Clinton with the 3-strike law, with the crime bill. That's family separation, right? For not just a couple months, but for like a few years, maybe a decade. But, people they're not thinking. They're not thinking. And Obama split up families too. He had people locked up. Private prisons been locking up immigrants who come into this country without going through the process. They've been locking them up, using them as prison slave labor for the last 20 years. It's not new. It's only being talked about now because they really want Trump out. That's the only reason why. All right, so I'm going to go to the next thing. And also, there are people who don't even know we have a border. that we have a southwest border already that has fences and walls, and that we funded one back in 2006. They have no idea. Yeah, reluctantly, they really didn't want to. It was the nicest thing they could do, the most acceptable piece of legislation that embodied a secure or a fence in the border. But Democrats voted for it, including Obama, Hillary. They voted for it. They voted for a structure at the southwest border in 2006, and people don't even know it. They think Trump just invented these ideas. And yes, and the thing is, see, Trump is not a good guy. To me, Trump is not a good guy. The people that just want, they just have to have in their head, there's a good guy and there's a bad guy. No, they can both be bad. They can both be bad. Like, no one, there can be no good guy, right? They could be both out for their own interest, and you're screwed by both of them. That can happen. That's the problem I got away with the walk away movement and these people who just, a lot of them just want to make money, my friend. So thank you for calling from Missouri. Let me be quiet and go to the next call. You get me riled up, man. You're making my passion come out, because I'm so tired of the lies and the foolery. It's really repugnant, man. It's like a steaming pile of lies. And you know that's not what I was thinking about saying, but I'm going to leave it there. All right, thank you once again. My 401 number. 401, thank you for your patience. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Tim, my name is Brad Shadford. I'm from Boston.
Brad, talk to me, Brad. How you feeling?
So I got a couple of things, man. The first thing, the reason I called, and then I got like 5 other reasons after I was listening, but the reason I called was I really do want to know, I want someone to tell me when exactly did Liz Warren put something on a job application for a university or to get into school that said that she was a Native American, because there's an article in the Boston Globe from September 1st that says that none of that nonsense ever happened. So we're going to parrot right-wing talking points. Is that what we're going to do? Because it's BS, man. It's straight trash. It's garbage. It didn't happen. And we can talk all we want. But what you're doing is, I'm not, you're not the only one. Everybody's doing it.
Hold on. You talking
right-wing talking.
Are you asking a question? Oh, you were asking me a question.
No, I'm making a statement right there.
Okay, so let me clear it up about the school, my brother.
Yeah.
The university she went to used her as the Native American person in the school, like in the yearbook or in the.
Wait, did she get in there because of it?
I've never said she got in the school because of it, but they used it like she was the token.
That's what the right wing is trying to put it.
Right. But that's probably, okay. But it was false representation. It was like she is the
like
Native.
Her. Huh? So what the university said that she had some Native American heritage, and that's supposed to be something that. Look, I like Tulsi Gabbard. I'm glad she's running. I like Liz Warren. I'm glad she's running. Right. I'm just saying this stuff gets a little bit ridiculous when we start parroting right-wing talking points, because this is what they want us to do. Right. This is what they want us to do.
When you say parroting,
we should be making decisions based on between Tulsi Gabbard and Liz Warren based on what we think about them policy-wise. Not this nonsense from 40 years ago about some bullshit she didn't do in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I disagree, brother. I disagree.
Okay, well, why?
I disagree. I think that Elizabeth Warren, first of all, Elizabeth Warren is not the worst Democrat to run. Like there are people that I would support Elizabeth Warren over several people. So I'm not one of those people saying she's the worst. She's not the worst. Okay, but I do have some problems with Elizabeth Warren. First of all, when she did not endorse Bernie, that's a problem. That wasn't 40 years ago. That was only less than 4 years ago.
That's a legitimate beef, Tim. That's legitimate. Okay. I hear you.
Tulsi Gabbard did.
I'm not giving you a hard time about that.
Right. Tulsi Gabbard did. And that caused her life. She stepped down from a position.
Hey, look, I'm not saying right now who I'd vote for. Hey, look, I'm from Boston, but I tend to think I'd like Tulsi better. But, I'm just putting it out there. It bothers me when we start parroting right-wing talking points, like Liz Warren used her fake Native American heritage to get a job. She didn't do that. She didn't do that. She didn't do that. It's a lie. It's nonsense.
Yeah, okay.
It's BS.
I don't know who's making that.
That's all I'm saying.
Who's saying? Yeah, I feel you, man. Like one of the problems we got. What's your name again? I think you said Scott.
No, it's Brad.
Brad.
Brad. We're all white people. Doesn't matter.
Hey, Brad. You know what I think it is,
I'm
man?
only kidding with you, man.
It's all good, Brad. Check
I'm
it
just
out,
messing
man.
with you.
I think that there's so much information out there, Brad, that we get information overload and we don't have time to vet it, right? So I think when you say right-wing talking points,
we got 2 years to vet this, though.
Yeah. People are tired of being lied to, Brad.
2 years.
So they don't trust any. People just don't trust people. That's all it is, Brad. It's not that they want to parrot right-wing. They don't even know where it came from.
I'm
they
not
just
saying
believe
people want to. I'm saying they're getting suckered into it.
Yeah. People get suckered
into it. They're getting suckered into it, and we can't get suckered into this stuff, man. We need to look at these candidates in the Democratic Party based on what policies we think they purport that are better than the other guys that are putting it out. So if Tulsi Gabbard has a better policy than Liz Warren, then that's what we should go with. If it's the other way around, okay.
Right.
If there's somebody else, I mean, look, bottom line is, I remember in 2008, I thought Joe Biden was definitely the best guy. You know, I wanted to vote for Joe Biden. And then, you know, Barack Obama came out of nowhere, and I said, I voted for Barack Obama. And, you know, it happens that way constantly. Like, if you vote for the same person that you thought was probably the best person, you know, 2-3 years before, you know, the actual election, you're probably an idiot. You know, I'm just put it out there, right? You should probably evolve during the damn, you know, election when you learn more about people. But I'm just saying we shouldn't let them poison our primary with these stupid zombie lies, right? Zombie lies are like the you know, the enemies in Zelda. If you get too close to them, they start chasing you. But if you leave them alone, they never come near you, right?
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you, man. I think I get your point.
All right. I'm not trying to scream at you, Tim.
No.
I love the show. I'm a big fan.
It's all good, man. No, we don't have to agree on everything, but I get your point. It's a fair point. You know, this is important. Like, right. and Brad, I got to go to the next call, but I'll say this just to close it down. Bruh, we got a long ways. It's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to come out between now and time to vote, right? So everybody keep an open mind. I agree with you. Let's keep an open mind. Let's vet people out. We got time to do this. We're going to do it the right way. But believe me, we ain't heard the last. And look, we don't even know who's running. So thank you for the phone call, man. No harm. No, look, we ain't got to agree on everything. It's all good. In fact, that keeps the show interesting, right? So I'm going to go to the next call, Brad. And let's see what I'm assuming you're a Patriots fan, right? So let's see what they're going to do tomorrow, all right? I'm going to the next call. Give it up for Brad. It's all good. 410 is still on the line yet. 410, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, this is Uncle Ron, Tim. How are you?
Uncle Ron in the house. What's up, my brother?
Hey, I tell you what, it was good to hear Dave earlier today. It's been a while since I've been on, but I've been keeping up as much as I can. I guess this is a question I want you to answer. See if you I hope you get it right. But in 2016, after we saw Hillary was going to be the nominee, there was a dream team for 2020 that everybody was talking about. It was 2 females and Bernie Sanders.
I know exactly what you're talking about,
and
bro.
one of those females was Tulsi Gabbard.
Yes.
And I know which politician out of all the Democrats or independents, who wields the biggest stick? Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden. I dare say it's Bernie Sanders.
Absolutely.
I dare say it's Bernie Sanders.
Absolutely.
And I when I look at what's going on right now, I see 3 major people. I see Bernie Sanders. I see Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and how much the Republicans and Fox News are they cannot stop saying this woman's name. They just can't. She's been She has been a representative for 10 damn days. And she is more popular. She is more known than Kamala Harris. Don't nobody know Kamala Harris. She's not even on the lips or the minds of anybody Republican because she's not charismatic. And I can see a three-way coalition. I would love to see Bernie Sanders run. I really would. And I can see Tulsi Gabbard and him echoing each other's knowledge to shut down the establishment Democrats. We know what Bernie, everybody knows what Bernie's issues are. Income inequality and wealth is the biggest thing that Bernie can talk about. Tulsi Gabbard can slam it home on foreign policy. And I can see this young Ocasio-Cortez out there just getting all these millennials jumped up.
That's right.
She's talking about Medicare for all. And I see that as a three-headed monster that, I'm sorry, that they can say what they want as far as the establishment Democrats. I'm not taking them for granted because we saw what happened in 2016. We saw it. But if you have a bunch of candidates running, how the hell y'all going to rig everybody? You can't. And particularly when we know that Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders raised their money without corporate tax. They've done it already. So I'm looking forward to see how things play out the next couple of the next few months. But I really hope that I hope that Bernie runs. I really hope that Bernie runs. We know that both of them cannot go all the way through to the end. But we also know how the big boys do it. When somebody drops off, you have them support XYZ. And I can see that happening between progressives who like Tulsi, progressives and even some Republican voters and Bernie Sanders folks. They're going to vote for him again. The majority will. And I can see younger people, particularly Latinos, and I hate to make it racist, but that's what it is. Alexandria Cortez, Ocasio-Cortez is Latin. She's from Puerto Rico. And so she will have something to say, particularly in places like Florida. So that's all I got to say. Because we need to win Florida this year. We need to win Florida in 2020. And I can see her being a big influence in that state. So I'm out of here. I'll be back later, and I hope everything goes well with you.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate the phone call, my friend. Good to hear from you always, Unc. Yeah, Uncle Ron. Ron's been listening to the show for years, and I met Ron at a rally. Because I do try to get out and get in those streets when I can, so it was great meeting Ron, and we've been in touch. And I tell you, man, he brings up a good point. Tulsi Gabbard, Nina Turner, Bernie Sanders. And I just tweeted about it about 30 minutes ago, and I just put out another tweet as well because I want people to know how much support there is out there for Tulsi Gabbard, for Nina Turner, for Bernie Sanders. Now, one of the things that concern a lot of us is that, nothing stays the same. Things change, right? Bernie supporters supported Bernie very vigorously in 2016. And we know that. He set records. I mean, they expected Bernie Sanders to be able to raise maybe a few $1 million. He raised what, $200 million, $250 million? All at how much per donation? What was the average? $27.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
$27. He had the little birdie laying on his podium while he was giving a speech. And I understand that, and that was great. But 2020 is not 2016. So What's happening now, I'm very excited about it because I was concerned with people just thinking, we're just going to rerun 2016. Time never stays the same. So now that we're having some new blood, Tulsi Gabbard throw a hat in the ring. Has Bernie officially announced? I don't even know if he's announced. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But I do love the fact that Tulsi Gabbard is stepping in. She has, as Bree brought up, the bona fides in national security. She has the bona fides in military experience, not just a person who supports peace in the end of regime change excursions, where we send young people off to die, where we drop bombs on civilians, where we foment war in the Middle East. She's against that. And she's also had the experience of being in the military. It's not just somebody who's armchair quarterbacking. And we like an armchair quarterback when Saturday's game with the Patriots. I mean, you know, that's fine. But we're talking about people's lives. Anybody's lives in jeopardy. Well, maybe if, you know, could be. But, you know, that's after the game if you had too many beers. So what I'm saying is, Tulsi Gabbard, this is a big night. I just want to see, I want to go back to the phone calls. I want to see what people are thinking. What's on your mind? What matters to you? Does it make sense? I think it makes a lot of sense for Tulsi Gabbard to run. It raises her profile, gives her more of a national profile. I think it's perfect. And I think she has the respect of a lot of Republicans, too. So she will have the ability to pull independent votes. I do believe that. That's something we haven't talked about much. Let me go to the next phone call, guys. 814 is in the house. 814, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim. How you doing?
Hey.
It's Rob Sandera.
Hey, Rob.
I was going to call in about a couple things. First, I wanted to address the guy that was talking about the immigration issue. I don't think people know this or remember this. Probably a lot of them aren't old enough to know this. We used to have a law in this country that the employer was arrested for hiring undocumented immigrants. And Ronald Reagan changed that law. You can learn a lot about it on the Tom Hartman radio show. But he changed that law as a measure to bust the unions. And this is where the conduct really started. But our country's under a monopoly. I'll tell you how bad it is. You know, them guys out there don't know I'm also a presidential candidate. Today I went to the Iowa newspaper to put an ad in there. And you pay USA Today, which is owned through General Electric, which is J.P. Morgan. And all these news outfits that we like the Huffington Post, GE comes up and buys them up, and then they work for J.P. Morgan. And all this GOP party down there in Washington works for J.P. Morgan. And the top Democrats that are paid off at the top, they're basically doing the same thing.
Okay, so what do you think about
that's why they're so pissed off.
What do you think about Tulsi Gabbard's announcement, and what do you think about the government shutdown, Rob?
Well, I'm glad both Elizabeth and Tulsi are in there, and I did reach out to Tulsi and tell her you were interested in putting her on your show, because I do talk to her sometimes. But anyways, I'm glad they're out there, and I think what people need to understand, we need to get everybody's ideas out there. I'd like to tell you about an idea that Richard Ojeda got, that he was just a guy he's in one of the state legislatures in Virginia or West Virginia.
West Virginia.
But anyways, one of the ideas he had to straighten up Washington is to make these damn lobbyists wear body cameras. You make that shit public, live public, and we're going to clean their asses up. And that's what I'm all about down there. I tried to save my views differ from Bernie's, and that's on the education. I wanted to rebuild our high schools to put vocational schools in all the classes and bring back apprenticeship programs. And that's why I say a lot of these people are not old enough to know. I graduated in 1977. And back then, you could go to Detroit and walk in Fords and get a job as sweeping the floor. And with a month, you know, walking around the shop sweeping the floor, they probably taught you how to do something, and you moved your way up, and you were in the door, man. Now, you tell me where we got jobs like that anymore in this country.
Good point,
Everybody
Rob.
wants the minimum wage to go up because you're all working minimum wage jobs now. It's like they've just lowered us right to this low level all the way down on the bottom, and what the hell are we supposed to do?
All right, Rob, thank you. I got to keep it moving, Rob. I thank you for your phone call, friend. And good points, too, about the way things used to be. I graduated in 89. 89. I'll tell you this. Back then, we still had shop class. We still had, you could learn electricity, you could learn surveys, how to survey. I always thought that was cool. The survey, you go out, look at the land, you put the stuff on the grid, tell them where to, you know, where to build. Like that stuff is all gone now, right? So good points about that. Let me go to the next call. I appreciate the phone call, Rob. 202. 202, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
What up, man? Tim, this is EJ, man. I'm just calling because I'm one of my favorite politicians is running for president. Of course, we talk about all night, Tulsi. Very happy about that. You know, I'm still kind of worried about the dynamic. If Bernie runs, like, I don't know how that'll play out, and then how that vote will split, and how that'll affect an establishment candidate. So I really don't want Bernie to run now that Tulsi's running. Honestly, I'm still mad at Bernie for, you know, telling everybody to vote for Hillary. I mean, my thing with that, I feel like in retrospect, maybe I'll get over that, because I'll look back and say maybe he was the catalyst for somebody like Tulsi to run. So, you know, I don't know, I'm working through that. I'm still working through it. And in the meantime, I've really been liking Donald Trump. I've almost become a MAGA person all the way. Like, I really like everything he's doing. I like how he sticks to his guns. Like, he doesn't really show a lot of weakness to me. Like, I don't know, I just like the stuff he's doing. In his policies, I feel like either either way could work wherever the country goes. If we go towards a conservative route or a progressive route, it can work if we stick to it, you know. But if we changing every 4 years and we doing all this, you know, it's never going to work. We're going to be always, I don't know, stuck in some sort of limbo land. Maybe that's not how it works, but that's kind of the idea that I get from switching all the time. But I really like Tulsi. I'd like to hear more of her policies on, like, different things other than foreign policy. I feel like me and her is like 99% matched up on foreign policy. But, you know, I got to hear more. And I hope the establishment doesn't ruin her and with the super delegates and the whole nine. So we'll see how things play out. And that's pretty much all I got. Great show, Tim.
Hey, man, thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, EJ, man, he's gone to the dark side, man. The brother's gone, man. He came back, now he's going to the dark side. But nah, man. There have been a lot of people who have went MAGA. And I was surprised. As you know, H.A. Goodman, my friend H.A. Goodman went MAGA. You know, and I think he really feels that way. Like, originally, it was bad. Like, I thought he was just saying stuff, you know. But I think he's like you, EJ. I think he just really believes in Trump. He really believes that Trump is good for the country. You know, look up Trump's bank deregulation. You sound like somebody, EJ, you sound like somebody who cares about, you know, who knows that African Americans were hurt the hardest when we hit the recession, when the big bank bailout happened. And black African Americans have still not recovered from that. We are the slowest group to recover from that. Okay? Well, Trump went and did more bank deregulation. So look that up, and then let me know what you think about it. because I think it's horrible. And I already, last time you called up, you asked me, would I ever go Trump? And I was like, I laid out a lot of things, a lot of issues I have with Trump's presidency. And I got a problem with, Democrats' bank deregulations too. I got a problem with that too. So, it's not just Trump, it's policy. Because I know they can paint you any way they want to paint you. And that's what people need to know. They can paint you in the media any way they want to. They can make you look good, they can make you look bad. They can make you look like a maverick. Like they said John McCain was a maverick. For what? I have no freaking idea. Remember that? He's been gone a while now, we can say it, right? He's a maverick. Why? How? What? Oh, because he didn't want MLK to be a holiday? Well, what was mavericky? Oh, wanting to bomb. Oh, maverick. Oh, I get it. Drop bombs on people that had nothing to do with 9/11. Oh, okay. So my whole point to that, EJ, is that they can paint people any way they want to paint them. They can give you the impression that they want you to have. They can set the narrative. So I try to judge Trump. And it's hard, brother. I try to judge Trump on policy. So look up bank deregulation. All those conservatives out there who hate bank deregulation. Know some of you got to exist. Look up Trump on bank deregulation. All right, I'm going to the next call. I appreciate you guys. I do. That's a policy standpoint. It's got nothing to do with anything he said, just what he's done. 810, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hi, Tim. This is Katie from Flint.
Hey, Katie from Flint.
I heard Bernie was on a couple weeks ago, and he said that he was waiting to see before he said he was going to run. So he said because there was a couple of progressives that he was hoping that would run. So I really don't think Bernie is going to run. I think he's going to back Tulsi. And if he does, Tulsi will get my vote. If Bernie runs, and I maxed out on giving him money last time, but I'm going to go with Tulsi because I like a foreign policy, and we need to get out of there. And and I heard I've been doing a lot of research on the TPP, and they're trying to bring that back alive again. So whoever gets in, I won't vote for anybody who's going to go TPP.
I appreciate
and that's all I got to say.
That's a lot to say. Thank you so much, Katie. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Katie said,
all right, thank you.
And you know what, Katie? Katie, you're spot on. One of the things they tried to do with Bernie, one of the many smears that they had on Bernie that they used against him, they said that the fact that Bernie Sanders was running and he wouldn't bow out, that he was selfish. Because, he wouldn't quit and just say, here, Hillary, Yeah, he's horrible, he's selfish. But they didn't call Hillary selfish when she ran twice. Bernie been in Congress 35, 40 years, I don't know how long, forever, right? He runs for president. One time, they called him selfish for not quitting sooner. She runs twice, loses both times, not a mention of the word selfish. In fact, they call it a hero. Hillary showed us how it's done. And my whole point of that is to also illustrate how, like I said, they'll paint you any way they want to paint you. They can create the narrative. But I thank you, Katie, because that's a good point. I'm not so certain that Bernie Sanders wants to be that guy.
90 seconds.
In fact, I just put it up on my YouTube channel, guys. Go to YouTube, watch my video on Big Pharma and the legislation that was introduced, that was announced by Bernie Sanders, Ro Khanna, Ilhan Omar, Mike Blumenthal, God, so many, Cory Booker. Yeah, Cory Booker's on this too. That's going to change lower the cost of prescription drugs. And Bernie's a part of that. So
60 seconds.
Bernie has a lot of ways to be effective, and that's one of the ways. So anyway. And another comment, someone said a couple minutes ago that maybe, I think it was EJ, maybe Bernie's whole role was to kind of open this up. And you're absolutely right. I don't think without a Bernie, you got a Tulsi Gabbard that's in a position to run now. So without Bernie running in 2016, in 2015, 2016, and making the inroads and waking up people and galvanizing people around a revolution, a political revolution, I don't think you have a Tulsi Gabbard announcing a run in early 2019. So everything feeds off itself. The political revolution of 2015 is just a continuation of the Occupy Wall Street movement, which is just a continuation
10 seconds.
You know, earlier movements, from the gay pride movement to the civil rights movement to the women's movement. Like, all these movements, they just continue to grow. So I believe that, yes, everyone has a role to play. And I think Bernie played his role. Maybe without Bernie, we're not having the show tonight. So let me go to the next call. Give it up for that. 343, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Jim Vargas, you're from Canada. Patrick said, hey, how you doing today, Tim?
Hey, Pat, how you doing, man?
Surviving this cold, miserable weather, but it's nice and sunny out, but it's damn miserable outside. You can't even go for a long walk anyway. It's like minus 20 degrees Celsius.
Pat, I just said that to be nice. I don't care, man. What's your comment?
I'm happy about Tulsi Gabbard running for here, and the reason why is she's anti-pipeline, and we have a situation here in Canada about Indigenous people here in Canada that's going on right now. BC is being forced to pass pipeline by Trudeau, and of course the BC NDP and Green Coalition with the Alberta NDP government. So unfortunately, there's some Indian settlers that do not agree with the pipeline, and the RCMP has forced their hand, so to speak. I was reading a piece on Democracy Now! About an Indigenous pipeline that is going through their reserve, and there's some settlers that got arrested by the RCMP, which they're using military force. And it's the same thing like they did in the Stang Rock, and like the Intercept reported there quite a few, but a year and a half ago, about the FBI using them. Even Tiger Swan, etc. So it's just, you know, Tulsi Gabbard coming in like this right now, they would help reform policies in oil for like in natural gas for both countries. For example, Canada could take the lead, the left lead with the NDP, for example, and nationwide, and go against the pipelines and kind of have a Green New Deal sort of policy in Canada as well. So, you know, Tulsi Gabbard coming in today is a little bit of a savior, and hopefully she does. And I think that the strategy in this for Bernie Sanders is that Tulsi Gabbard would announce Bernie Sanders as VP if she was the primary against everybody else. And I was full support Tulsi Gabbard over anybody else, and that's how I feel that it is. So anyways, you have yourself a good weekend there, Tim, and keep on trucking. And I am enjoying every single video of yours, and I watch every single minute. Keep up to date with your opinions and sprinkle some facts on them. Anyways, have a good weekend there, Tim.
Thank you, Pat. I appreciate you, man. Wow, look at that. We're talking like, see, look, I don't want us to get too far down, but I gotta admit, it felt good. Did he say like, you know, if Tulsi runs, she can make Bernie her VP. Doesn't that sound great? That makes you feel good, man. That makes you feel good. I'm trying to tell you.
I didn't know I couldn't do that.
That's pretty special. Wow. And then we can get Nina Turner as, God, I don't know. What would Nina do? Is Nina going to run? I want Nina to... Nina, what you going to do, Nina Turner? Mrs. Turner, what are you going to do? We need to know what you're going to do. Come on now. People are still behind you, Nina Turner. I still support you. You speak truth to power every day. All right? This is a, you know, the service picks you. You don't pick the service now. The service picks you. I don't know. Wow. Got me thinking about cabinet positions and all these people. Wow. It's amazing. Tulsi would be hard to beat. 360. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Hello.
Hey, I'm Adam. How you doing, Jim?
Hey, Adam. How you doing, my friend? What's up?
Not much, man.
Talk to me.
I am surprised to be on right now.
Well, don't be surprised, man. We're having a good time tonight, man. What do you think about Tulsi Gabbard announcing? What do you think about the shutdown? Those are our two hot topics tonight.
Well, I guess about Tulsi, you know, of course, I'm really enthusiastic about her. She's been pretty awesome as far as it goes with American politicians right now. But, you know, I'm a little bit worried because it's strange that she'll be running against Bernie. I would love for her to be on the ticket with Bernie as the VP, but maybe I'm just not with the times, not with everybody else right now. Maybe she's possibly a president, Bernie a VP. I don't know, but for real, I want to see Bernie as the president, no matter what.
I hear you, man. That's an honest take, man. You know, Bernie hasn't announced that he's running. We just assume he's running, but he might not be running.
Do you really think he's not going to run, for real?
I don't know, brother. I don't know.
Well, I think he's going to run. I really can't see how he wouldn't run at this point if it were, yeah, I mean, unless he doesn't, unless he has a stroke or something horrible happens, but he has to run at this point.
I think we'll see, man. We'll definitely see. Well, look, man, I don't know. Anything else you want to say? Anything else on your mind tonight?
Well, your show is awesome. It's my first time calling in. And that's all.
Well, look, Adam, that's enough,
you,
man.
For being so awesome.
All right, sure, Adam, thank you for calling in, man. Give it up for Adam, first-time caller, guys. All right, you know, tell a friend, man. We're here at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Fridays. It was tough today. We had technical difficulties. And I told myself, we're going to start the new year. We're going to be on time every time. So, and then I had a technical issue, and I was still late. I tell you, man. But what a show tonight, man. I think I've gotten that. In fact, I'm looking through my queue. I think I got everybody in the queue. Everybody got picked up. Give it up for all my callers. Let me go to see if I can find my shot callers and my ballers in my YouTube comment section. My super chat people. Peter Queef. He says, do you think Q is real? Well, one of my supporters of my show was Q DeMaio. Q DeMaio is definitely real. And I'm not so sure about this QAnon stuff. I really haven't delved into it too much. I've been very busy one-man showing it and trying to run a media company and do the shows and do a lot of stuff. So I just figured, you know what? I'll bring on a subject matter expert, have them be my QAnon investigator, and they can come on and talk about it. And I could just be the show host guy and don't have to know about QAnon. But thank you, my friend, for supporting the show and asking the question. I appreciate you, Peter Queef. Also, Curry Holder, she gave to the show. Thank you, Curry Holder. Give it up for Curry. Good to see you, Curry. Good to have you back. Look, guys, the Tim Black Show, TBTV, Take Back Television, Tim Black TV. Look, guys, this show is about opening the minds and the brains of people all across the country and beyond, right? The reason why you join this show, the reason why you become a Wolfpack member is not because you like bald guys who talk loudly on the internet. I mean, if that does it for you, that's cool, but that's not really why. The real reason why you support this show is that you realize that media is important. And I don't just mean to find out if the Patriots win tomorrow or not. What I mean, information is important. How else do people become educated? You know, when you meet people in real life who don't know shit, why do you think they don't know anything? They're reading, consuming the wrong media. Look, at some point, some great benefactor will come to this show who's progressive, and they'll say, hey, I love what you do, Tim Black. Don't change your thing. Keep doing it your way. Here goes, I don't know, the Young Turks got 20 million. They'll say, here goes 2 million, Tim Black. But until that time comes, guys, because it can't come with strings. It can't come with, you need to do this. You need to be soft on Hillary. You need to be a friend of Howard Dean. We need you to be like Trevor Noah. It can't come that way. Until that time comes, Tim Black's Wolfpack is where it's at, man. So that's why you become a member of Tim Black's Wolfpack. Because you realize that it's not just for you. It's so that we can continue to wake up the people that you have to live next door to. So let's make that be one of the reasons why. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat. Pat Sequin. Pat said, extra flow. Cheers. Cheers to you too, Pat. And Schultze 100 said, Nina Turner, Secretary of State. Give it up for that. You know what? I thought of that. But see, I don't want her to set her sights low. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say Nina, Secretary of State. I don't want to do that because I don't know what Nina wants to do. I just respect the hell out of her. And look, this is the thing, guys. When people are willing to lose something. See, this is the thing. Nina Turner and Tulsi Gabbard were willing to lose something to believe in something. Now, I know my friend Brad from Massachusetts called up, and he was saying we're being too hard on Elizabeth Warren. That Elizabeth Warren, they got these talking points they put out on the right, and the left agrees with them. Dumb left. You know what they say. They call us dumb left. And I get his point, right? That's why we got to be careful, because we don't want to fall for smear jobs, right? We don't want to fall for smear jobs. But you know what's not a smear job? What's not a smear job is that Elizabeth Warren did not risk it for us. She did not risk it for us. Bernie Sanders risked it. He took the risk. He should reap the benefit of support, of loyalty, of a free bowl of grits when he comes to town. He should get that, right? Tulsi Gabbard. Risk. They ran people against Tulsi Gabbard to try to get her out of her representative position in Hawaii. Because she what? Because she endorsed Bernie and she quit the DNC and she shunned Hillary. They tried to punish her for that. They did punish her for that. They said they're going to cut off her money, that they weren't going to give to her, that they weren't going to support her. Tulsi Gabbard won re-election anyway. But that's not what the DNC wanted. That's not what the DCCC had in store for her. That has nothing to do with right-wing or Russian propaganda or any of it. That's just facts. Elizabeth Warren was not willing to suffer the slings and arrows. Now, you can say it's for any reason you want. You can come up with scenarios in your head if it makes you feel better. But at the end of the day, we'll remember by what we did. We'll remember by what we did. Not by what excuse we had for not doing what we should have done. And that will be the story of Elizabeth Warren until she changes that narrative by something she does, not by something she says. Because when the rubber hits the road, it's about what we do, not about what we say we would do. Nina Turner turned her back on the Clintons. Every day. I watch Nina Turner every day be attacked online by the black community who didn't understand why she didn't support Hillary, who called her every name in the book because they didn't get it. They didn't get it. And that's one of the reasons why I supported Nina Turner, because I realized that they were people just didn't get it. They're being misinformed. They called her the most hateful names because they felt that she betrayed them when she's fighting for them. See, we are not what we say we are. We are what we do. She walked that walk. She walked that walk. That's what matters. And I'm not saying that I have it all figured out, But I wasn't born last night. And I'm not going to just trust you by your word. You're going to have to show me what you're about. So I'm excited about Tulsi Gabbard running because I believe that she believes in what she says she believes in. And that may be a small thing to some people, but to some of us who know how politics works, it's big. I've had the privilege of speaking to Tulsi Gabbard about coming on the show. I will continue to pursue that. We'll see what happens. Ginger Bila, how you doing, Ginger? Thank you, Ginger says, thanks for the great show, Tim. Still waiting to see how the Green Party puts up. Also, who they put up. Love Tulsi, though. Well, I respect the hell out of that, Ginger. I respect that. And you know what? I want to bring Jill Stein and John Mubaraka back on the show, and maybe Margaret Flowers back on the show, and God, Curl, what's his name? Curl, it's the brother Curl, right? Didn't he ran in 2004, and then he was a spokesperson or communications manager or something for Jill? David Curl. David. But anyway, I'm interested in the Green Party. And I still have the objective to help them get to that 5%. A-Harb. Thank you, A-Harb, for contributing to the show, man. I appreciate you, my friend. Right? I appreciate you. So, we're pumped up. We feel good about this. Let's carry this momentum with us through the weekend and into next week. I've got a great story. I got a great video that's about to come out. I think I'm going to drop it tomorrow. I don't know. What's a good time to put out a new video on a Saturday? I'm thinking 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Somebody give me a suggestion. It's about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the relentless smears that they keep throwing out there. Somebody brought it up. One of my callers brought up how every time they turn around, there's a new smear to Ocasio. And I don't know what that's about. Well, I think I know what it's about. I think I got it. And I'm going to drop some information in that video that we all need to be aware of. So please tune into that video. It's very important that video gets shared, that you watch it, that you share it with a friend. Because there's going to be I'm going to drop some dimes. I'm going to drop the 411. I'm going to give you some information, okay, in that video. Towards the end of it, you need to know. Got it? Hope so, man. Hold on a second. 510. 510, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name, and did you comment yet?
My name is Laura Nay. I'm from California, and and I'm just hoping for the best for 2020. I don't really care who is running, as long as we are running for social justice. I am a person who works in the social services, and I tell you what, I get so many calls from people who are asking for help, and I can't really help them because we don't have enough resources for people. Housing is one big thing that is really bad in California right now, and I think we need to handle that as well as, allowing people to come to this country. I really don't care who comes into this country. Everybody deserves a better life, so that's my thing. And then I'm hearing now a rumor that Kamala may be running as well, so I'm excited for that if she is. If all these progressive people are running, I just hope that, they're, even if one of my favorites, which is Bernie, obviously, isn't running, I'm hoping that he can run with someone as a vice president or someone on their team. So that's my comment. I just hope that we have a better social programs to help people who are in need, because I'm so sick and tired of people just rich people just arguing over dumb stuff that we don't really need right now. We need free education. We need better health care. We need affordable housing. We need better jobs. Those are my 4 main things that I care about. we need to start looking at these other countries with these social programs and like taking notes and applying it into our country. Like, why is it so hard? Why are we so fucking greedy? But that's my comment.
Well, I appreciate your comment. I agree with you, Lorna. She said, look, and I just do me a favor. Do me a favor. Look into Kamala Harris, because you say you said that social justice is important to you. I want you to look into Kamala Harris when she was working as a district attorney. I want you to look into her. She was a top cop. And then when she was a prosecutor in California, and you know her. So you're from California, so you know these things. I have a problem with anybody who was a cop. Sorry. I just got a problem with the law enforcement in general. Not every particular person in law enforcement, but the people at the top I got a real problem with. But just look at her closely before you get too excited about it. But I agree with you. In fact, I have a grid that I put up on the screen yesterday, and we had a little technical glitch, so I'm wondering if I still have it. Because a lot of people complain about social programs. They complain about them. They think, oh no, that they think that social programs are just giving people free stuff, right? And you and I both know that's not the case. And gosh, I have a grid where it shows how much of our budget actually goes to those programs. It's only 5% of our budget. Our military gets 57% of our budget. Social programs, and that includes everything that you can think of. Everything that you can think of that has to do with people getting any type of assistance at all from our government, from our federal government. 6% of our federal budget. That's it. So it's a very tiny slither of our overall budget that people are complaining about. But they use that to do what? To keep us divided. To divide us and keep us pitted against each other like that. Like so imagine you got $100 and 5 of it goes to house people. And 57 goes to drop bombs. And people are complaining that you spent the $5 to house people. To help house people. It's crazy, right? So anyway, thank you so much for the phone call. I appreciate you. Just do me the favor, look up Kamala, and just remember, just because somebody sound good, got to check them out, vet them out real good. All right. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe, stay warm. We're getting some snow here in D.C. We're going to have some snow. They say about 3 to 6 inches. So, some people are freaking out. I'm cool with that. We got our water. Why does the people go get water like that's all you need, Go get some water and a bottle of wine. I'm God. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Last call for alcohol, guys. My people shout out to the Truth Bomb activists. Boom. Truth Bomb activists, Suzanne Murphy, the whole crew. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to go to justinform.com. justinform.com. That's a social media site that's founded by activists. I'm a part owner of it. It don't cost you a dime. You go to that website, people share information, and we all do it to make people smarter, to keep people informed. That's why it's called Just Inform. justinform.com, go do that. And don't forget, guys, I got a comedy DVD that I put out for my time traveling around the country. I hit like 5 states, and I've got live footage of me up on the stage making people laugh. So go to racistpeoplesuck.com, racistpeoplesuck.com, and pick up your copy. All right, guys, I'm out. I'll see you on the next one. Be safe, y'all. Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yes, I do.